We're gonna play balloons and watch a video. That's just my whole content now. Balloons should sponsor me, bro. I wouldn't sponsor me personally because I'm probably fucking cesspool. Like I wouldn't want to put my name. Like you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't hire me.
People fall in love with their first image of you. We all fell.
Whoa, that's why people are in love with my big fat belly. Okay, let me turn it up.
Fell in love with two best friends.
This is called Patrick C. Well, it's not called Patrick. Oh my, I can't get anything right. The Dark Reality of Drake and Josh. They Were Never Friends by Patrick CC. I've watched some of his stuff. Pretty poggers champion. Let's get it going.
Josh Peck, a chubby but lovable outsider from New York,
True.
and Drake Bell,
just like
a good-looking guitar player from California. The two
just like me.
teens couldn't be more opposite, but their chemistry together was infectious.
I think that maybe the reason that like their chemistry was so good together was because which one is the one on the left? Is that Drake or Josh? Drake. That's Drake Bell. I think it's because he likes 14-year-olds, and he just always has. And that's where they started filming the show, right? And he just never grew out of that behavior, I think. Maybe that's probably what it is.
We fondly think of the brotherly love they displayed on television. The dark reality exposed by Josh Peck recently is that they were actually never friends.
I feel like Drake Bell's probably a douchebag, to be honest with you. I'm just keeping it 100 with you.
Let's take it back to where Drake and Josh first met, The Amanda Show. This sketch comedy show was basically Nickelodeon's version of Saturday Night Live starring Amanda Bynes. The show was wildly loved by Nickelodeon fans.
It was
Drake
fun.
Bell was a regular character since the very first episode in 1999. Josh wouldn't become an on-screen regular until seasons 2 and 3. Slowly, he was integrated in the show, and those two had some iconic sketches that we still love today. Drake wasn't very fond of Josh in the beginning because he was the only boy on the show, but they had very similar interests in old movies and comedies. They would bounce funny ideas off each other and quickly...
Wait, so Drake was the only boy in the show originally? Really? Interesting. He wanted to keep his prized possession.
Developed great chemistry. The producer Dan Schneider got some pressure from the network to come up with another buddy comedy just like Kenan and Kel. While filming one of the last episodes of the season where Drake and...
Imagine Kenan and Kel. We need Kenan and Kel, but white. I'm on it. Wait, actually, there's a fat guy in each one. Wait, what the fuck? It actually is that. That's actually accurate.
Josh fight over a shrimp. Stephen Malaro, who was a writer on The Amanda Show, walked over to Dan and was like, those two guys are your buddy comedy right there. 6 months later, Drake and Josh was born.
6 months later, Drake Bell and Dan Schneider are exchanging feet pics. Fantastic. Cannot believe it. If anything, maybe Dan Schneider, that was his name, right? Maybe he groomed Drake into liking children. Bro, honestly, fucked up as it sounds, what if that's the truth? Fucking revealing, bro. What if Drake Bell enjoying children, unironically, is like a trauma response to being like fucking predatorized by Dan Schneider? I'm just saying, bro. Doesn't make it right, but we know the Dan Schneider Sussy Baka theories here, okay? So I'm just saying, dude.
Make sure you're hydrated while watching this video.
Drake Bell and Josh Peck.
Don't worry, bro. I drink water constantly because of my horrible diabetes. It's not that bad.
Up on The Amanda Show, battling lobsters, fending off frog puppets, and getting beaten up by girls on a regular basis. So what's next for this dynamic duo? Their own show. Nickelodeon presents Drake and Josh in Drake and Josh.
You will notice in this video how all the tropes, storylines, and character traits in the Drake and Josh show turned out to be the exact opposite of how their real-life futures went. Josh went on to be a very successful, popular, and handsome actor. Megan, aka Miranda Cosgrove, went from evil little girl to sweet, unproblematic, successful actor. And Drake went on to plead guilty.
What does she do? What does Amanda Cosgrove do? I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like, what else? What does she do? That's I'm saying.
To child endangerment while still struggling to get his music career off the ground in America.
True. In
Drake
America?
Parker and Josh Nichols were two brothers bound by their parents' marriage,
that's
forced
a
to live in the
racist
same
word.
house, go to the same school, hang out with the same friends while having totally opposite personalities. Josh was the hefty, emotional dork, while Drake was a smooth-talking ladies' man who let her rock.
Why you gotta come at me with this stuff? Why you gotta be so mean? Fucking hefty, emotional dork. I ain't nice, dude. He ended up getting a hot girlfriend in the show, though.
Band. The first season was a little more typical to any sitcom.
Oh yeah, iCarly. Wow, what a fucking idiot I am. Whoa, what show is Amanda fucking iCarly? Holy shit. Wow, I can't believe I forgot about that.
Up with catchphrases and basic plot lines. Luckily, the show got much better after season 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miranda Cosgrove went on to be Michael Jackson. Yeah, you're right. My bad. Sorry, guys.
Got themselves in ridiculous situations and had to either work together or against each other to get out of them. Like when they came up with a master plan to sell Gary Coleman grills, which got them in jail, versus when they were fighting each other over a foam finger.
They were sending... What? Wait, they did advertising for fucking Gary Coleman grills, basically? Okay. What?
the beginning, it was very common that
Miranda.
Josh was the
I
butt
said
of the joke.
Miranda.
I mean,
Shut up.
it's very easy to pick on the overweight, goofy kid. Drake, on the other hand, would often be the bad guy. He was late.
Papa got his girlfriend was 16. Bro, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Okay, here. Okay, look, motherfucker. Josh is 3 years older than me. Okay, so if I said that his girlfriend in the show was hot, it was because when I was a fucking child, I found her to be attractive. You shut the fuck up with this shit. You piece of shit. Okay, fuck you. All right, Mr. Girl moment. Fuck you too. Okay. I was a child when I had that thought. Okay? Investigate Papa. Go fuck yourself. I hope that you have like an unfortunate day. I do. I hope that tomorrow I hope, let me tell you something. Okay? I hope that your mother, because you fucking assholes are children. You don't even shop for yourself. I hope that your mother went to the store and got you a brand of cereal that you haven't had in years. And it's a nostalgic taste to you. You're like, my God, I can't believe you got this cereal. Maybe it was Golden Grams and you haven't had it in years. And she got it for you and you go to pour that bowl and you pour the milk in it after you put the cereal. You know what? You put the milk in first because you're a fucking degenerate. You put the milk in and then you put the fucking cereal in there. And then you take a bite and what happens? Sour milk, and your whole fucking day is ruined. I hope that genuinely that's what happens to you. And I mean it. I hope that's what happens to you. Okay? Fuck you. Suck my fuck. Well, no, don't even do that, because you're a child. I'm going to hit you with the curse Yamea wave, dude. Okay? If you keep fucking with me, dude, I swear to God, I'm going to curse you. I'm going to curse you through the screen, okay? Don't fuck with me anymore. Don't fuck with me, dude. You ready? I fucking warned you, dude. I fucking warned you. Bitch.
Lazy, rude, and self-centered. He wouldn't stand up for his brother Josh. He would hang out with girls and friends without him, and basically had a hard time accepting Josh as his brother. As the seasons went on, the audience loved them both. Josh was not a punching bag anymore, and sort of just the sweet, jolly brother who was there for Drake no matter what. Plus, he had lost a lot of weight by the last season, so the fat jokes didn't really work.
Thank God that he was such an animal when he was fat. I know that's what you're thinking, bitch. Fuck you.
Anymore. Drake warmed up to Josh. His character remained the inconsiderate troublemaker, but now Josh was having more luck with girls. He was less nerdy and became more competitive with Drake. Ultimately, at the end of every episode, they resolved their differences and concluded with a happy moment. These two just understood each other when it came to performing. Drake and Josh were the new age Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, Abbott and Costello, Martin and Lewis, Cheech and Chong, Keenan and Kel. They were so good, it made us all believe that they were best friends beyond the screen, and I'm sad to admit that that was not the case. Off the show, their lives were pretty normal in the sense that they weren't these mega famous celebrities ducking paparazzi everywhere they go. Plus, remember their target audience was 9 to 15-year-olds who had no way of showing Drake and Josh how much they loved the show. A lot of us forget that in 2005 there was barely any social media, there were no smartphones, no YouTube, no live stream.
Better times, guys. Less toxic for you youngins. Technology, social media is really great for old people like me because I already went through my developmental stage. I'm not as impacted by the pressures of social media, but this is your whole fucking life. Okay? This is your whole goddamn life. That's the truth.
No follower counts. They worked a 9 to 5 while other kids went to school, and they went home to their families every day just like anyone else. These two just did what most normal teens do. Go to parties, hang out with girls, maybe get in some trouble. Well, at least Drake did. Josh wasn't partying much. Josh was actually going through some really tough times. Josh Peck was raised by a single mother. He actually never met his father. He was always interested in being an entertainer, doing stand-up comedy at the age of 9 years old because
I'm Drake and Josh, dude. Holy fuck, I didn't even realize that.
Anything athletic was definitely out of the question. However, he always wanted to fit in. Being an outsider wasn't this cool.
It's hard to fit in when you're so fat. Ha ha ha, fatty. Fuck you, dude. I can't make the joke, bro. This is fucking real. That's how I really feel. That's my real feelings.
Interesting thing for kids in the late 90s. Think about popular films and shows glamorizing high school life. You had the jocks, the hot girls, the nerds. Kids like Josh Peck were hoping that they would be a part of the popular crowd and get invited to the parties when high school came. But we all know he wasn't. Drake was very similar to the character he portrayed on the show, a slick Cali bro who had girlfriends and went to parties as a teen. So them being very different worked on the show, but wasn't very practical in real life. I think they mentioned having sleepovers when they were casted on the Amanda Show, but as they got older, they didn't hang out in their personal lives. Josh was sick and tired of being this version of himself he hated. It wasn't all that, you know? He knew he would keep getting casted as a fat funny guy for the rest of his career if he didn't make a change. He wanted to have a successful acting career, so that also inspired the weight loss which we witnessed on TV. As he started to lose weight, he was finally starting to fit in with the normal kids. So Josh started to do what normal kids do.
And suddenly I'm like now looking like a normal kid and a normal teen. And I'm like, oh, they do drugs and that's normal. And they go to house parties and they go to clubs.
I don't know if that's that normal for kids to do drugs. I think that it's normal for Hollywood kids to do fucking drugs, but I don't think that's like a normal experience for people. Yeah, I just fucking started doing drugs. That sucks though. That's what cool people did, not normal kids. The cool kids did drugs. You know what I'm saying, dude?
I started acting
You
more
do
like
drugs?
Drake's
Phenomenal.
character,
You should
but in
stop.
real life. It was a double-edged sword. Obviously, he was being accepted socially, but being heavily addicted to drugs was the price he had to pay. By the
See,
time
that's
they
why it's better to be ugly. Okay, that's why I'm gonna have ugly kids, so that if somebody ever kidnaps them, they're gonna be like, I don't want this anymore. This kid's disgusting looking. Right? Nobody ever kidnapped me, bro. What do you think it is? Because I'm ugly. Okay, it's a smart play. You might disagree with it because it's mentally damaging, but you know what's more mentally damaging than having an ugly kid? Having a kid that gets kidnapped. Right? Think about it. Think about that.
were both 20, Drake and Josh was over. Their relationship, it's complicated. Drake loved his time spent on the show. It was what he always dreamed of. His dad raised him on buddy comedies like Dean and Jerry, Abbott and Costello. Once he met Josh...
Oh yeah, basically this is Drake is the definition of somebody who peaked in fucking high school. Like, of course he's gonna love this shit.
Their own TV show, he was living his biggest dream. Plus, he was absolutely adored by the Nickelodeon world. Taking a look at this list of Kids' Choice Awards, which is pretty much the biggest thing you can get as a Nickelodeon star. 2006, Favorite TV Actor, Drake Bell. 2007, Favorite TV Actor, Drake Bell. 2007, Best TV Actor, Drake Bell. 2008, Favorite TV Actor, Drake Bell. It was very clear that Drake was the star and Josh was the co-star. Despite Josh being funnier and more memorable and almost...
What? Hold on, it's just funny the choice of words that he used because like you there can't be one star and one co-star. Like you're both. It just reminds me of like a Michael Scott moment where it's like, oh, I'll be manager and Jim will be co-manager. It's like, well, you're both co-manager. Like I know what he meant, that like Drake was probably more of the pusher. And then like Josh basically like worked off of that. You know what I mean? That makes sense. But like just the way that he phrased it is like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Almost every aspect. Drake had full intentions on moving forward with his career alongside Josh, doing more movies and TV shows together just like the buddy comedy duos he idolized. Josh had other plans. Drake was never aware of what Josh was going through behind the scenes. Josh wanted to move on from the show. He was known as the fat funny punching bag who brought way more comedic value to the scene. When we watch these old episodes, we feel happy. Josh sees an underappreciated, depressed, overweight, and insecure child hiding his true feelings. Shut up! So he took his own route. Immediately after Nickelodeon, he got a voice acting role as Eddie in Ice Age, got to star in the film The Whackness.
Who's Eddie?
Took his own route. Immediately after Nickelodeon, he got a voice acting role as Eddie in Ice Age.
The parakeet? Wow. I didn't even know that, dude. That's crazy.
To star in the film The Whackness, which premiered at the Sundance Film Festival and was critically acclaimed. He basically stayed busy every single year since then, having
I feel like anything moderately decent at the fucking Sundance Festival is critically acclaimed. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck isn't critically acclaimed from the Sundance Festival? That's like, I always hear those words, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking weird.
Film or TV role, including the Fox sitcom Grandfathered, where he was a star alongside John Stamos. He became one of the most popular creators on Vine, which is where he would eventually meet David Dobrik, the Paul Brothers, the Vlog Squad, and become a popular influencer on YouTube with millions.
Hold on a second. I just want to see something.
Vine, which is where he would eventually meet David Dobrik, the Paul Brothers.
Just the way that they're standing looks really weird to me. Looks like he's a gun. All right, anyway, that was just stuck out to me, sorry.
The Vlog Squad, and become a popular influencer on YouTube with millions of subscribers. Drake hung around Nickelodeon a little longer. He did star in a terrible Superbad remake movie called College, as well as a poorly received spoof comedy superhero movie. After that, for the next decade, a few small roles in a bunch of random movies that you never heard of. His career stayed alive because of consistent TV work given to him on Nickelodeon. He did tons of different voice acting roles and one-off shows throughout the years. His music career is actually very interesting.
Hey, listen. If he didn't have inappropriate interactions with like the young people, or at least one young person, then we wouldn't be shitting on his career. So, all right, you're fucking dogging on this guy for that. You know what I mean? At least establish that he's a suspicious character from the popular video game Among Us, you know?
Disney knew how to set up their actors' music careers, whereas all Nickelodeon music careers struggled. Drake has no gold or platinum records in America despite releasing music consistently for the past 17 years.
Well, you say in America, so it sounds like he did well elsewhere.
However, in Mexico and various Spanish-speaking countries, Drake Bell, aka Drake Campana, is a huge star. He's had multiple high-charting Billboard singles and albums in Mexico.
Oh, that's good for him. Like, wait, I feel like that's successful. It's weird, only because I mean, like, I don't understand we like to operate as like America's the standard, but it sounds like he actually was pretty successful. Like, good for him, I guess.
Some of these countries, he does shows for thousands of people. He speaks Spanish, releases all his new music in Spanish, provides Spanish subtitles with everything he does. I'm not really sure how that all happened, but it's been very fruitful for him. In 2014, he filed for bankruptcy, owing over $500,000 in taxes. In 2016, he was arrested for...
Those taxes will get you, bro. That's why you have to pay them. It's so weird because I have to pay my own taxes now. Like, I always paid taxes, but now, like, since I'm a YouTuber, I have to like pay my own, like I have to like submit my own taxes, and it's just like a weird process, and it's kind of annoying. Like, so I guess maybe he just miscalculated. But I mean, come on, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing, dude? You can't do that.
For his second driving under the influence charge, he served 1 day in jail and 4 years probation. When you're not invited to the wedding, the message is clear. True colors have come out today. Message is loud and clear. Ties are officially cut. I'll miss you, brother. Summer of 2017, Josh got married to his longtime girlfriend, Paige, and Drake was not invited. The great fallout of Drake and Josh was the new viral gossip.
I'm just kidding about that. What happened to like Mandy? What was that girl's name that he dated on the show, bro? She was a fan favorite. What happened there?
Piece, and the internet was loving it. It seemed like just yesterday they were roommates playing ping pong and working at the movie theater. We thought Drake would be the best man. Turns out, he didn't even know about the wedding. The story blew up bigger than Drake could imagine. Thankfully, a couple months later, they made up and did some YouTube content together.
Back together again, we're all good.
Then they both spent the next year or so doing press for other projects, and people just kept asking about the marriage incident. They had already publicly made up, but I guess interviewers wanted the drama. In 2018 and 2019, they made a number of different content pieces together, and it really seemed like their relationship was as good as it can get.
Guys, we're together. What else do you want? What's happening, everybody?
In 2019, Josh came up with the idea to do a reboot of their classic show. The name of the reboot, Josh and Drake. When he reached out to Drake to read the script, things got weird. The idea was that Drake was going to be a failed musician and Josh was a successful real estate agent. They were basically parodying Drake's real life as a musician in Mexico, while Josh's character was a totally made up life. Maybe they were trying to get back at Drake because his character was originally the cool guy and Josh was the loser. The opening line in the very first episode was supposed to be, "Hug yourself, kid," instead of their trademark saying, "Hug me, brother," which would have just been a slap in the face to the fandom. Then it transitions to Drake in Mexico performing at a quinceañera for the daughter of a drug cartel leader, where they're all drinking.
Wait, this is so bizarre. Okay, so what it appears to be on the surface is like some kind of like a almost like a satirical like comedy, like a mature Drake and Josh thing where we move on, and obviously like Drake Bell is like a loser instead of the great guy, and then Josh is like the winner. The problem with that and the idea, what it sounds like immediately is like, oh, you're shifting the attention. It's like sounds like funny, but you're shifting the attention in the correct perspective, in the correct direction. Or in a different direction where Josh gets a little bit more of the hype, which makes sense. But what it sounds like to me is that this is more of a coming up story for Drake's character. So this sounds like the script is just jerking off Drake, even though like when you first like think about it, it wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, very interesting.
And doing hard drugs, which leads to a gunfight, and then they don't want to give Drake his money, which is all a super stereotypical way that Americans convey Mexican culture in Hollywood.
True.
Drake didn't want to do the Drake and Josh reboot without making some creative changes because he didn't want to disrespect his Mexican fans.
That's
Josh
fair.
wouldn't let Drake make those creative changes, and shortly after that, Drake started getting into his legal trouble.
Why? Why wouldn't he make those? I mean, that sounds reasonable. To not maybe okay.
2020, Drake was...
Wait, that sounds like reasonable for me. So Drake didn't want to like become off of like culturally insensitive and like racist? Wait, that's actually okay. Interesting.
outed by his ex-girlfriend Melissa on TikTok about how abusive he was in their past relationship, which went pretty viral. Drake denied all claims of physical abuse, but admitted he could be verbally abusive like a lot of couples get during a fallout. This story led to multiple other accusations, including one that would make the courtroom. He pled guilty via Zoom to a felony attempted child endangerment and a misdemeanor charge of disseminating matter harmful to juveniles in June of
I think it was like drugs that it was related to. I don't think that they ever got him on anything like touching kids or messing with kids, but it was more like drug related. But it's bizarre because I forget that I think the girl was 14 at the time. I don't remember exactly. I think she was 14. He was like 30 or something. But like what's I think is important to kind of note here is that the girl afterwards, like they never talked about it because there was like nothing I guess provable in court. But like after the words, the girl was like, "Yo, like there was like shit going on like that." And that's what she had said. And I don't know if it's true or not, because I think it's centralized around like giving her drugs or something. But either way, you should. Why do you have a 14-year-old fan's fucking phone number as a 30-year-old? Doesn't make any sense.
2021, but Drake was accused of much worse, including sending...
I wonder... Yeah, okay. The age of consent in Mexico is 17, so... I was trying to think, like, what did happen in Mexico? Maybe there's an issue there. No, it seems like it happened in America, so... And the age of consent is 17, which is similar to our age of consent, like which is like 16 to 18, depending on the state.
And engaging in sexual activity with a minor. However, he only admitted guilt of sending text messages that were sexual and then stopped once he was aware of the victim's age. The situation is definitely creepy. And there are a lot of other factors to consider which have been broken down extensively on YouTube. But the internet is not convinced that Drake is innocent of the harsher things he was accused of. His social reputation has obviously been ruined because of this. Which leads us to today. Josh Peck recently made some big claims on a podcast that he and Drake were never friends.
Are you guys like not friends?
Not really, no.
He told a number of different lies on these podcasts that are starting to make fans question everything.
I knew that Drake and I didn't stay in touch for...
Wait, who told the lie? Who was the liar?
the 10 years since we had made the show.
I'm so
But no
confused.
one needed to know that.
Here they are in 2012 at what appears to be a house party. Here they are spending Christmas together in
Whoa.
2013. Here are multiple instances of them hanging out in 2014. In 2015, they had Drake come on Josh's show Grandfather.
I think it's just an opportunity for Drake and I to be working together again, and obviously we love each other.
Plus, Drake says that they talked when Josh announced that he was engaged to suggest.
Bro, I gotta be honest with you. Like, this commentary video is really good to me. It's not good to me specifically. You know what I mean? The reason I'm saying that is because, like, okay, so once the Drake shit came out, like, usually, like, nobody gives a shit about him because he's, like, fucking with kids, which I agree with. But when it comes to something like this, like, it can be very easy to just, like, signal boost what Josh was saying, and just be like, yeah, they were never friends, blah, 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 blah. But instead the guy's like, well, that's actually a lie. Like, you were friends with them. Obviously, he didn't. I doubt he knew about what was going on. So, but it's interesting how he, like, reported it. He's reporting it fairly and unbiasedly still, which is some fucking big balls. You know what I mean? Good for him. He's not taking, like, the very easy take of, like, oh, well, this person was a predator, so, like, everything that's against them is you know what I mean, like, valid. You know what I mean? You know, interesting.
Suggests that they at least didn't stay in touch is wild.
He was surprised he wasn't invited then? If he's going bananas on you?
Bananas.
He's surprised,
Just like
but then
him.
he takes to the internet and he starts writing these tweets that immediately, like, catch fire. And so then he, like,
On
leans in
fire.
and goes on this press tour about how heartbroken he is.
Drake tweeted 2 things and the internet dragged him out. Plus, there was no press tour. Then 2 months after that, they made up publicly and made some YouTube content together. After they made up publicly, Drake and Josh throughout the next year would talk about the marriage incident in various interviews. So I think Josh is just remembering things incorrectly.
I was at the Video Music
No, I think he's just trying to distance himself from Drake, which is understandable, but it's very interesting because it would have been better to be like, yeah, we were like friends, and then, like, I found out about the allegations and it really pissed me off and, like, fucked me up and I got, like, upset. I feel like that would have been a much better, like, more honest take.
Awards, and I see him there, and he sees me. And I go up to him, like, and this might be the most Sopranos thing I've ever done. And I look at him and I go apologize to my wife right now.
Josh literally filmed himself walking up to Drake. Does this look like how a gangster moves?
And is that the
What? Why would he make up that, like, really pathetic lie? Apologize to his wife for what? Like, what, because he got offended and he didn't go to the wedding? What the fuck? Why? Wait, fucking Josh is a cringe lord. Like, Drake is obviously a scum piece of shit, but, like, what the fuck is this? Like, dude, this is stupid. This feels like, I know this is stupid, but this feels like a fucking, like, a virtue signal. Like, it's just like trying to distance himself from Drake and be like, I'm a good guy. I fucking Sopranos it. Bro, shut the fuck up. You didn't do any of that shit. Why would you even lie about that? You could have just been like, yeah, we reconnected, and then I realized he was a shitty person, so, like, I disconnected from him. What the fuck? Dude, Josh, you're cringe, bro. You're fucking cringe, dude.
last communication?
Pretty much.
The VMAs was in August of 2017.
He was in the vlog squad? Really? So he couldn't have any drama around him. Oh, so interesting. Wow.
Since then, they have filmed multiple YouTube videos together, worked on a Drake and Josh reboot, and I can only imagine they spent time together in their personal lives as well. That is not even close to the last time that they've had communication. Drake just recently started a podcast called Drake and Janet, with the same branding, which is just kind of weird, bro, like, let it go. Drake still says nothing but good things about Josh and wants nothing more for them to be friends again. After
Wow.
all, the Drake and Josh show was the biggest and most successful thing that Drake has ever done, which isn't the same thing for Josh. He has
Really? I feel like it is. I feel like Drake and Josh is the most successful thing that neither of them have ever done. Like, it sounds like Josh went on to do better, like, better than Drake, but, like, how that show's fucking iconic.
has absolutely destroyed his social reputation, and him repairing his relationship with Josh might be the only thing that could win over the people's trust again. However, it's pretty evident that Josh wants nothing to do with Drake. While he may be lying about them never being friends, he has made it very clear that since the show ended in 2007, he wanted to no longer be the secondary character, the fat funny guy, Drake's sidekick, and he worked extremely hard to build a career off his comedy and create a vision. Who could have ever guessed that their real life situation would turn out exactly like the episode Josh has done?
Come on, dude, I said I was sorry.
Yeah, I heard you.
Well, stop being mad at me.
Whoa!
I'm not mad at you. I'm done.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
Josh, what? Look, I'm sorry. Well, look, let me finish, okay? I was wrong, okay? I was wrong.
What do you mean?
I need you more than you need me. I need you way more than you need me, all right? I'm sorry. I just need you to understand that. Sorry, Josh. I'm sorry.
Now kiss. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.